I'm at a place where I have felt a lot of stagnancy, and I thought that for this next chapter of content, it might be helpful for me to actually document in real time how I get myself out of that state back into a stream of real powerful momentum, so that other people can see how I do it in real time, how I've done it before. And I want to document this in real time because we're always going to go through these moments of being stuck, then feeling like we've hit a real stride, then feeling stuck, then feeling like we've hit a real stride. You guys can check the dates, but I don't think I've posted in like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And I've been here before. And what happens is a lot of people feel like there's something wrong with them. And they start trying to ask around, ask why they feel stuck. They try to, pay for courses and and it's like, no, there's actually nothing wrong with you. And that's been the whole basis of my work and how I work with people, especially in one-on-one settings. It's that underlying message that there's actually nothing wrong with you. What you need to do is lean in to the parts of you that make you different. Lean in to the stagnancy. Lean into feeling stuck. If what you're doing doesn't pull you towards it, you don't have a real why, okay, cool, let's be honest about that. But it's nothing else but the feeling that you are cultivating, so let's try to understand why. And every time that I was honest with myself, my life changed very, very quickly, because it allowed us to bring clarity as to what we actually want in this chapter of our lives. What served us in the last chapter of our lives, what excited us in the last chapter of our lives, maybe doesn't do so now. The people, the places, the things that excited us in the last chapter of our lives maybe doesn't light us up anymore, and that's totally fine. Life, the universe, the fabric of reality itself is built on change, things being in motion all the time. And so sometimes stagnancy comes from being stuck on the same old why, the same old motivations, the same old vision boards, the same old manifestation that maybe don't light you up anymore. So this is step one. When I feel like I'm just in limbo, I'm tired of the old content I was putting out, I'm tired of the old work, the old job, I don't know what I want to do yet. And so I've just allowed myself to fall into this state, this place of stagnancy, where maybe I'm just watching Netflix every day, or maybe I'm just going out every day, and I'm not really tending to the important work, the work that I know is going to allow me to build a better life day by day. And so the first thing I tell myself is, for this chapter of my life, I failed at managing myself, and that's okay. For this chapter of your life, you have failed at managing yourself, and that's okay. Admitting this is the first act of self-management. Being able to say that I admit that I don't know where I'm at mentally, or I admit that lately I often don't know if I'm really on my path. Lately I feel like I've been out of tune. In admittance of that, we can now proceed accordingly. The first step to completely changing your life really quickly is to admit that you failed at managing yourself, and that's okay. That is totally fine. Admitting this is actually the first act of self-management. Admitting that you don't know where you're at mentally. Admitting that perhaps lately you don't know if you're on your path. Admitting that lately you feel like you are out of tune with yourself. Those things are the first act of self-management, because in admittance of that, you can now proceed accordingly. Admitting that perhaps the way you're going about your day isn't conducive to your success. Maybe you need to block the first 4 hours of your day to doing work. Admitting that the content you're making doesn't light you up anymore. Admitting that the platform that you're operating on doesn't work with you anymore. Admitting that the things maybe you're trying to manifest don't light you up anymore. The people, places, and things that you've been around don't really serve you anymore. And the longer you've been clinging on to these things, the less and less it's been doing for you. All of your success will come as a result of how well you are able to manage yourself, until you get an outside manager, and that might never come. But every person who has achieved some sort of greatness, every person who can cultivate greatness from within themselves time and time again, has taken full responsibility of managing themselves. And so that might look like something totally unique to you. When it comes to a schedule, maybe having divine hours of 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. where those hours are untouched, where you do nothing but your work. Maybe it's a no bullshit rule until after 2 p.m., whatever it might be, right? Maybe you don't take any meetings before 12. And that's just when it comes to scheduling. But habits, content you consume, all of these things compound, they all fit together. What you need to do is become an expert at managing yourself. You need to become your own coach, your own parent, your own guide, your own manager. That is the first step. And within that, holding yourself accountable to the results you've achieved, to why you've achieved those results, and to how you're going to go about improving that. And here's the thing, we all know the answers. We all know the things that work for us. We all know the routines that work for us. We all know the habits that work for us. We all know the environments that work for us, the ones that have actually allowed us to produce results we are proud of. We all know. So if you find yourself trying to ask for advice on productivity hacks and things like that, fluff. You're doing the fluff work. You're wasting time talking to people. It's fluff. We often find ourselves in the state of being stuck because, number one, the endeavor we have devoted ourselves to has lost meaning. Or number two, we are too caught up in the gravity of our external environment versus the gravity of our vision. I'll say that last part again. We often find ourselves in this state of being stuck because, number one, the endeavor we have devoted ourselves to has lost meaning, and that's okay. Or number two, we are more caught up in the gravity of what we see in our environment versus the gravity of our vision. And when the gravity of our external circumstance outweighs the gravity of our vision, we will get lost in that motion. We will start drowning and getting swept by that river of wherever our external circumstance takes us. And the only way to reverse this, and thus the only way to cultivate momentum from within ourselves, is to buy into the vision again and to reconstruct a vision that actually pulls us to our work. A vision that actually pulls us into doing things that are impactful. You never want to be playing catch up with your own life. You only get so many chances to catch up before it becomes impossible to fully realize your potential. And what people often fail to internalize is how quickly time goes by and how short this life is. And that there's a real chance that you miss your window of opportunity to be successful. It's one of those things that people don't fully grasp in the core of their being until it's too late. I'm also here to tell you that you have a real shot at making it. You have a real shot right now at being successful and at building your dream life. Don't blow it. One small action every day compounds, but you have to do it every day. You have to show up every day, at least in the chapter that you are in. And sometimes chapters have breaks between them. Sometimes we operate in seasons, and this will be another video in terms of knowing how you operate. But it's best that you do one small action every day. One small action every day. Even if it's just sending out a few emails, but do that every day. Even if it's posting one story, but do that every day. And what happens is when you do one of those things, you'll be prompted to do more the next day. You won't want to leave as quickly as you did. You won't want to finish and pack up as quickly as you did. You want to do more because the work now is starting to be the reward. The work is the reward, and the reward for work is more work. But it doesn't feel like work when it's impactful, when it is the physical manifestation of you becoming the best version of yourself. The reason why I post on social media is twofold. Number one, because it allows me to provide value and impact to other people. Value and impact that I could have used at a certain point. And number two, it allows me to demonstrate to myself that I'm showing up every day and that I'm being the best version of myself. And so if one small action is too much, if the work you're trying to do, you find yourself delaying every day and every day and every day, it's likely that you're trying to be too perfect. You're trying to hit it at too perfect of an angle. You're trying to do the whole painting in totality versus just picking the colors today. And then painting the background canvas the next day. And then doing the outline, or half of the outline the next day, and the other half of the outline the next day. And then filling in the primary colors. And then filling in the background, the middle ground, and the foreground. Like one small thing. But you're trying to be too perfect. And that's why you're not getting anything done. Just get it out. Get it out in the most rawest form you can. Right now when I'm filming this video, I'm not in my office. I don't even have my office set up. I am in my bedroom that now doubles as my office. And that is the case because I wasn't going to not make content today. One of my biggest flexes is that I can put out unedited videos and not feel bad about it. Videos that are unedited, where there's no script, where I'm stumbling on my words, the lighting isn't great, I'm not dressed up. This is the rawest version of me. But because I can muster up the humility to do that, it allows me to put up multiple videos a day. And so there's no way you can really beat me when you're trying to get it all perfect. You're trying to get the lighting perfect, the audio perfect. By the time you put out one video, I put out 5, 7, 10. But the value is there. The value is there. Just get it out. Get it out in the most rawest form that you can. I'm gonna stop the video here for now because part of the reason why I hadn't uploaded is also because I caught a really bad lung infection and high fever. So as you can see, I'm having difficulties talking, but this is gonna be the start of a really great chapter if you're down for the ride. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.